you see that close examination of the world, my life, and the nature seems to be moving in a cycle. Rain comes and goes, heat comes and goes, at a broader level. Then come to the science, we say oxygen cycle, phosphorus cycle, nitrogen cycle. Now apply this cycle. Where is this cycle is present in our day-to-day living? I work hard. Working hard, restfulness, working, restfulness. There seems to be a cycle. Eating, throwing out, eating. What we throw out, it merges with the soil. That grows the crops. So there seems to be a cycle. So this cycle, if I understand that I am an insignificant part of this cycle. So that is the meaning. When I see that I'm an insignificant part of this cycle, where is the ego? So we have to keep this understanding in our head, that I'm an insignificant part of this cycle, even if I have $127 billion. I heard the news, Bill Gates was crying yesterday that I did everything wrong. Unfavorable condition, feeling the miseries, but I don't know what is the goal of life, and hence I will continue my life in misery. Richest man. So I'm thinking, I repented, I cried, I did the wrong thing, but I don't know what is the right. So I am still in mithya, in falsehood. I will pick up someone else. Okay, now honey, new honey, I love you. I will not ditch you. So I start with the same cycle of ignorance. That needs to be clearly understood. Loss, gain, pain, pleasure, hate, love, likes, dislikes, it continues in a cycle. And we are so much obsessed with the cycle that we don't see any other option to break this cycle. So this cycle in one hand is known as samsara. But deeper inside we see this is what the yajna is. Now we have become a seeker. Yajna also has a cycle. Because I become an essential part of this entire nature. I feel I am offering everything to the God, to the Prakriti, and in turn the nature gives me the reward. And I accept it, I continue my journey of my evolution. An essential part of the karma. So I leave the sansar as the sansar simply means this cycle. Cycle of likes, dislikes, duality, but it means that I live in the home is not unreal. That needs to be understood. The world that I have created in my mind that continues in a cycle of likes, dislikes, hate and love, profit and loss, I am affected by it. This is samsara. So the way I created the world in my mind, the way I think is samsara. This is one point to be understood. Second point is very important, you raised this. Yes, famous example, the snake cannot exist without rope. When you walk in the evening and you see the snake, in fact it is a rope. So, but the snake cannot exist without rope. If there is no rope, there is no snake. But the snake is mithya. Snake is false. The blueness of the sky cannot exist without sky. But blueness is false. So we are talking of this world which is unreal. Pay attention. First thing. What is first thing? The moment I open my eyes, I see the world outside. I see my room. I see my house. I see my wife or husband or kids. The way I perceive is false. Now let me use this another statement, and then you have to work on this statement during this week vacation. How can we? Yes, we can say the false. What is false is perceived in ignorance, falsified by knowledge. What is false is seen in ignorance, falsified in knowledge. Waves is seen in ignorance, falsified that it is not wave, it is actually water in knowledge. Wife is seen in ignorance, in reality, she is a woman. Do you see? This is the way I have to see the world. So if I continue to see a girl as a wife, so I have a relationship, I have an expectation, I have a desire, and I will continue to live a life of ignorance. But when I see, first, she is a woman, and women became wife. That is seen in ignorance, but falsified in knowledge. First, she is a woman. First, you are a man. Husband cannot exist without man. Do you see that? Look at it. Look at the beauty of the understanding. So sense perception leads me to build a relationship, causes attachment and detachment, and at last can be falsified in knowledge. That is Viveka. Tell me, what do you think?
The correct vision to the wife is that it first of all consciousness, and then it is
that will
body,
come later.
woman.
That will come later. I see the wife is sitting in front of me, and if I think that she is just a consciousness is only a presence, and the consciousness does not act, but I have to act how I have to act. So I have to come down to the level, transactional level of the world, of outside. So I see she is a woman first, and instead of she is a wife. Then we will go to the second stage. Men and women are human beings only. And then we go deeper. Human plus being. Human part is the physical frame. Maybe a gender is different, but being is nothing but the consciousness. Step by step. So if you jump that, if you say, honey, you are only a consciousness, we are going on a vacation. So at the level of the word, when I'm dealing with a person, I have to falsify that appearance of a snake, appearance of a wave, appearance of a blueness in my knowledge. So that leads me to viveka. And once I have falsified, I am in the knowledge. That knowledge will give me the thoughts and understanding. That thought will be converted into the right karma, that is known as nitya karma. Pay attention. So it means the pot is falsified. Why? There is no pot. It's no everywhere it is clay. There is no wife in a woman, it is all a woman. There is no blueness, it is all about the sky. There is no wave, it is all about water. So this must be clear in my intellect. Now ask yourself, what is this clarity? Clear, I use the word clear. What is clarity? What is understanding? So, what is understanding? You see the beauty of the Eastern wisdom, they go deeper. If one has become a seeker, then we only need an understanding. We can be in meditation 24/7. Clarity, understanding, knowledge. We use the three words. Now see the clarity. One example. Neighbor's house, my house. Clarity. Isn't it? So what I did? Viveka. What is viveka? Separating, classifying. See that? See the movement of the intellect. Neighbor's house, my house. Here, there you are, here I am. Classifying. Classifying. So once I start classifying, separating, I feel sama. Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries. Now I have a clarity, then I have a thought, and that thought take me to nitya karma. Nitya karma takes me to shreyas. Shreyas takes me to yajna, spirit, and ultimately I start living my life in karma yoga. Outwardly, do nothing. Inwardly, you prepare yourself. You are ready, you are aware. You are performing the karma for the sake of this cycle, the yajna. At no point of time you are worried. Where is the worry? Why the worry is there? Why the tension is there? Why the conflict is there? Now think of it. Because I forget the goal of life. One guy boarded in the train in India and he purchased the ticket, but he has kept somewhere else and he did not find it when the conductor came. And so conductor saw this guy seems to be a gentleman. No, I believe that you must have purchased the ticket. And I will come back and no, my problem is not this, that I didn't find the ticket. But if I don't find the ticket, how do I know where I have to get down? Yes, that is our situation in life. Think of it. Think of it. I don't like honey, this attitude. What is the goal? You see that? I don't know. what the hell I'm talking? So my goal has changed. I am going to teach you because you are my wife. And my wife does not want to learn. Now, what is the goal? My daughter has a different attitude, and I want to put her on a right track. She doesn't want to go on the right track. So the conflict and I will continue to do my job, nitya karma, but not attached. It is her sanskaras, it is her impression, it is her birth. Let her take care. I will do my best. You have already seen practical examples in my real life. I must not forget where I have to get down in my life. The moment I forget it, then what happens? The worries, reaction, anger, agitation, problem, suffering starts. Why? That is what the world I have created for myself. And that is why karma yoga. You see the deeper insight of Krishna, that you will bring an end to the suffering completely in your world outside, because now you see the false as a false and you get rid of it. And then now you have a right thought. Your honey is upset, okay, and you say, okay, you smile inside, you are happy inside. You are not affected by her. So when you are not affected by her, you are not affected by the false perception. When you are not affected, you are ready to act in a right way. Same thing applies to the work. Same thing applies in relationship. Same thing applies to the anything in the world. World means I have to perform an action. So my perception is very clear. So what is the message of Viveka? What is false, perceived in ignorance, disappears in knowledge. Now see the beauty. I have to simply think. Why I have to think? Because that is knowledge. What is knowledge? Understanding and clarity. And what is clarity? Classified. She is still my wife. She will continue to remain wife for the sake of society, for the sake of the human civilization, etc. But inside I am very clear. Why? I have falsified what is false. So I am in Viveka. And Viveka is nothing but an awareness here and now. Not there and then. I will think and I will dream she is not my wife. Then I will not talk to her because she is not my wife. There is another false. I created another illusion. Do you see? See the clarity. I already told you, knowledge, understanding, clarity, classifying. I am living in that awareness here and now. Meditation is here and now. That is the beauty of the karma yoga. Think of it. That is such a beauty of the karma yoga. That internally you are living in the present moment, falsifying the mithya. Now another part that needs to be properly understood. You are a seeker, so we must understand. Mithya will continue to be there as long as we interact in the world. When you are going on a vacation and someone asks you, is she your wife? Yes, she is. You don't say that I falsified wife, she is a woman's. So the guy will say, okay, let me take this woman. Do you see that? It's a very little complex. So now understand another part that is also interesting. I was giving the same example to these group. They meet me on Tuesday, all your friends, and they were not understanding. So I said, let me give you another example. That will help you to understand. You live in that awareness in that moment. You see, in Russian circus, which was extremely famous in old days, a girl walks on a thin rope very high above the ground. How? Knowledge, understanding, clarity to make a balance, and you can walk. It's a play for them. It's a play for these beautiful girls. Compare with the guy who had 4 packs of vodka driving in an 8-lane highway and meet with an accident. So we are all drunkards by the mithya. Everything is there as it is. And I cannot even walk, I cannot even drive properly, rightly on an 8-lane highway because I am drunkard with the likes and dislikes. I am drunkard with the false mithya. But when you are walking on a thin rope high above the ground, did you get it, the example? So what is how do I live my life? The moment I have an anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict, I am drunkard. Remember that example. Let me have the knowledge, falsify what is false. To live into the knowledge, clarity, understanding, then think, let the thought be converted into karma. I live in karma yoga all the time. Because the world is, in the world I cannot do without karma. Life is action. Did you hear this example? It must be digested, assimilated in your intellect completely.
Yes, but we always compare the outside situation with knowledge of Eastern wisdom.
But knowledge is knowledge, my friend. We don't say Eastern knowledge of science is Western, knowledge of science is Eastern. So it is a symbolic. Eastern wisdom, we say it symbolically. But the essence is knowledge liberates me. Let me have that knowledge which should liberate me from the suffering. That is what we want. Smartphone helps me liberate me to that I know I am living so far, how can I talk to you? So it liberates me from the limitations. Same way, this knowledge frees me from the limitations. Our masters have taught everything very so clearly. It has no bias, no disliking, nothing of that. It says knowledge. Knowledge, understanding, clarity, viveka. You start living here and now. You are in meditation 24/7, whether you are living with your honey or a girlfriend. But if you are living with both of them at the same time, then your mind will go down. Because why you are living with a girlfriend? Because you are drunkard. So you cannot walk on the 8-lane highway properly and rightly. This is what happened to our Bill Gates. Nobody can. Nobody can. Provided if you are not living, if you have an animal consciousness, then you can think of it. Obviously, then you are not a seeker. You are not a seeker. You are not looking for anything. Then your goal is eat, drink, and be merry. You are Idi Amin. You don't know?
No.
Okay. Was the president of Uganda. Every day he needs a girl, and not only that, he used to eat the flesh of human beings. When he was killed by coup, and in the refrigerator they find many remains of the human frame. That everything is possible for a human being. Everything is possible.
But to balance on the rope, it's also take a lot of efforts and working.
Knowledge. Yes.
So the
Two things are required: regular practice plus the knowledge. Knowledge. So you get the skill set. So now you have the skill set in the body. So it means the moment you have a skill set in the body, so that ignorance in the body is removed. So now the body follows the knowledge. Once you are trained, you have made an effort, now you don't say that let me make an effort now. No chance. Only knowledge, only clarity, only understanding. Now you know naturally, I have to move this little and this little. Only this. Yes, you are perfectly right. That is what we say: to become a seeker, I have to engage myself into karma, nitya karma, shreyas, viveka, live in that awareness, and ultimately living into that state.
But sense of sama, dhamma, and viveka, that to avoid duality. So yes, if I not relax it, so it means that I give the added value to the something outside and looking for pleasure outside.
How simple is that?
If I believe that if real knowledge is that Ananda is part of my real self, so there is nothing to look in outside.
You simply drop vodka. You simply drop vodka means you drop likes and dislikes, profit and loss, gain, and you continue to walk on.
And training and karma yoga during the life, it means in each situation I have to be in sama, understand what is my goal, what is
you got it?
In this particular situation shreyas, and act.
Yes.
But inside it should be sama and dhamma 24 hours.
Yes.
Per day.
Yes. So the prime practice is viveka, understanding, clarity. When there is a prime understanding, the viveka is the cause, result is dispassion.
Yeah.
Dispassion is the cause, 6 treasures are the result. 6 treasures are the cause, and effect is that I never forget the goal of my life. Intense desire for freedom. Look at it. Now you have clearly understood. That makes one a great seeker. And the seeker never fails. You have clearly understood. I appreciate, I like it. So see that. I'm full of, I see you, and my mind is constantly moved by the likes and dislikes, hate. I'm controlling myself inside. I'm expressing, how are you, my friend? Outside, the hypocrisy comes. I have gone down. I'm living in low level of self-awareness. This is what animals do. And now apply this four practices. So you apply the four practices, you have left the 8-lane road, you have left the driving, you have left the vodka, now you are walking on a roof. Thank you. You have come, you are also welcome. You are going to help me evolve. Why? Because even if the mind is crazy, does not like you, so because I started with Viveka, then dispassion, then I went into the fourth treasure which is known as Titiksha. Let me endure. Mind, don't be crazy. Everyone is human being. Question of likes and dislikes doesn't arise. No, but the mind is pushing you with those impressions and you endure. When you endure, again you live in that awareness. You have a right thought, leads to right action. You are doing a karma yoga. I love it. You have understood it. So now it's only a question. Once I understand, then what happens? I used to say that you live in the house 100% knowing that you are not the house. You are drinking water, but 100% you are aware that drinking water is for this body and body is not me. Body will continue to exist even if you falsify that I am not the body. You are what you are falsifying? I am not the body. So it does not mean the body is not with you. I am not the car. The car is still in the garage. Do you see that? That is what the mithya. Be 100% clear about mithya, what we say false, and the real. Now understand another part that is also quite interesting, part of the Viveka. What is real is partially seen in ignorance and fully seen in knowledge. How can you imagine wave without water? The moment you see the wave, you have a perception, oh, there must be water. So it is partially seen. It is incompletely seen. But when you falsify what is mithya, you remove the ignorance, now the water is completely seen. You are in real self. When? Where? Here and now. Where? In all conditions. Do you see that? The beauty of the Viveka? That is the power of Viveka. Patanjali says in the, I think, first chapter, Vivek khyātir viplava hanopaya. What is the method? You know, we start doing headstand pose, chakrasana. Chakra has two meanings. Chakra means circle also. Chakra means confusion. So confusion asana, headstand pose. But what Patanjali is saying, Vivek khyati. Khyati means to settle Viveka is the method. To settle Viveka completely in the intellect is the method. Hanopaya. But then when we start with Ashtanga Yoga, then we are a primary, even we are non-seeker. We are interested little bit. Then we get obsessed with the body. That's how where we demonstrate these postures for the sake of the ego. I lost the beauty of the yoga. See in every sphere how easily these practices, this knowledge can be gained, but provided I am a seeker. Non-seeker, I cannot tell. People say I did headstand pose. Okay, how many minutes? 20 minutes. Try to do it for 30 minutes. That is my opinion. Do it. You are already obsessed with the body. How can you understand what is real self? How can you falsify that I am not the body? I told you in New Jersey, she invited me for a mindfulness session. So I sent a profile that I have 40 plus years of experience. She told me that she also has 27 years of experience. Plus, she had 3 surgeries of the spine because of headstand pose. So why did not you understand in the first surgery? Ego, I have to demonstrate. In karma, I polluted the karma, I destroyed the yoga. Look at it. How beautiful. For a seeker, the journey is not too far. Here, because of the past impression, my friend, even the anxiety may come, the reaction may come. The moment you recognize it, following these 4, you start walking on a rope, flying. Sometimes you may express anger, but the next moment you recognize and you enter into that state. No, I'm sorry. I'm really very sorry. No, done. I agree with you, and you change the situation completely. I promise you that I will not do it again. No ego. Do you see that? But we have to destroy that part at every moment. Because of the past impression, something may come up. I forgot. But I have the knowledge. So let me apply the knowledge. Understanding, clarity, shreyas, action. Done. Finished. Now my action is changed. No, I'm sorry. What I said, I take it back. You just continue to say, I'm sorry with the feeling and emotion. There may be rare people who will not accept it. Let them not accept it. Even you need not to worry about it. What is this meaning? You have an intense desire for freedom. Fourfold practices. The 4th one, after 6 treasures, you are already settled there. Now you are walking on a rope. Why it happens? Understand through self-satisfaction. I am satisfied with myself. Is water not satisfied with itself? Is space not satisfied with itself? Ask yourself. Space, you build a skyscraper and demolish it. Space says, I'm okay. Self-satisfaction. What is the opposite of self-satisfaction? Can you recall? We have dealt with that. I'm returning again to the same process, same principles, but so that you have a clarity. I am self-satisfied. I am not self-satisfied. So where I am satisfied?
Outside in desire. Through desire is external object.
Yes, that is the general definition. Rati, Trapti and Tushti.
Yeah.
Yes, I know you. Look at it. So ask myself, I might ask myself with the knowledge, and am I satisfied with myself? Yes. Why? Answer it. Answer to the intellect, answer to the mind.
Because the real self need nothing.
That is one way. Do you love peace?
Yes, peace is my nature.
Peace
because
is
it's
your
one
nature.
Of the
Finish.
of
Do
real
I love to
self.
survive? Existence is my nature. Do I love happiness? Yes, happiness is my nature. Do you? And you calm down. Oh no, yes, I understood. When happiness is my nature, happiness and peace becomes the satisfaction. why I'm looking for satisfaction in rati, tripti, and trusti. It does not mean that you don't eat the food of your choice, provided it is available. But if it is not available, you don't have preferences. Whatever comes, you eat it and be happy. Why? Clarity is there. Eat to live, or live to eat. You have a clarity. You don't live for just for eating. You eat just for to survive, because existence is my nature. See that? See the clarity? What more clarity we need to walk on the rope, always flying. So we don't speak about it, but I will talk about to you. I will never talk in group. The moment what happens, that when you live with that clarity and understanding, you will discover, it's not a part of the ego, you will discover that you are living above the society. Because society believes in the falsity of the world. Society is unconscious. You are a part of the society, still you are not a part of the society. Because you are flying, walking on the road with a balance. Why? You have falsified the false, you have falsified the snake, so that you have found it is rope. You have falsified the wave, that is why you have understood it is water. You have falsified first the wife in a woman, then you see the women, and when you see them, every human being is evolving. They have their own level of awareness. They don't have their goal of evolution and the freedom. So that is why they are suffering. They are suffering, they are responsible for them. So I remain calm in those situations also. Whether you are my honey, you are not my honey, whatever you do it for yourself. I don't attach that why you have become angry. You are angry, why should I react to it? Because if I react to it, I am looking for rati, tushti and trapti. So simple. I am satisfied with myself. So the more and more listening again, and after listening you contemplate and reflect. So you told me vacation is the good point. Self-satisfaction, the Krishna uses the word Atma-rati. Atma, or the Atma means the real self, and Rati, happiness, joy. I'm enjoying myself all the time.
But I don't need really the vacation. I feel myself well here, but my daughters and wives,
sure.
Everybody go for vacations. They also want to be like other people.
Yes.
To show some pictures and to say something.
Use that opportunity to remain as a seeker. Go. That is the beauty, that false cannot be removed in the world outside. You cannot remove the blueness of the sky. You cannot remove the waves in the sky. But I know the false as a false. That I am happy here and I will be happy in vacation. Why? Because I love happiness. Why? Because happiness is my real nature. Peace is my nature. So I do it, sometime, they have come, my son and daughter-in-law. No, we want to go to, there is a small hill station here. Here the temperature is 48 and there it is in 30s. So just after this session, I said, no, let us go. No, what's the problem? There's no problem. We're not doing something wrong. We have little bit resources. We can go. They have the resources. Let us go. Should I say that I'm a master, so I should not go? Will continue to sit in meditation with eyes closed. I cannot do meditation while sitting. I have to be in meditation in all the activities. So what you will eat? No, I will eat anything you prepare. No preference. Whatever you like, I will like it. So
But it's wrong answer for the wife. For the wife, you have to say, I will eat what you are cooking because it is the best in the world.
yes, whatever you cook is the best. Yes, I say whatever you cook is the best. So gradually you will understand why. There are two parts into it. One part that you have expressed your desire free from the ego for a particular preference of a food.
Yeah.
Second, whatever she cooks, even your natural instinct doesn't like it, you gain an endurance by eating it. Why? Because my goal of life is freedom. What is enough food? 5 minutes or 10 minutes of pleasure. By being repeated again and again, and still, can you collect all the pleasures that you derive from the food eating for the last 10 years? They are already gone. Knowledge, understanding, clarity, shreyas, thought, living in the present, you are already in the state of meditation. You are already there. What else we need? What else we need? This is what Krishna expresses. That seeker feels nothing to be gained in this world by action. Nothing is left to be gained in the world by action. It does not mean that you leave your job. Does not mean that we have already covered in nitya karma. So now your nitya karma becomes an inspiration, motivation. Every activity has to be done with a tremendous focus, joy, happiness. That is the motivation. My friend, many people say that, once we do not have a desire to earn $1 million, then where is the motivation? Motivation is here to free myself. After understanding that nothing worth can be gained by action in the world, you are destroying the ego behind the action. What he has gained instead of unhappiness, Bill Gates, that's a good example. He was crying, some reporter said that he was very upset and he was saying that he was crying that I'm responsible. Come on, who is that responsible? You are drunkard, vodka with lot of desire, sensual pleasure. That is the problem, not you are the problem. But who will teach him? Problem is that who will teach him? Maybe he may go to a people like this. Nothing to gain in the world after self-fulfillment. First, and I've already given an answer, what a man then he does or lives. Doing for the sake of doing. Focus on the work. You are in the business office, you work on the business. You are at home, you work on in the family. That is all. So you feel the sense of freedom now. Earning for the sake of earning, not for happiness. You are 100% clear. It doesn't mean that you don't earn. You have to earn. If the person doesn't work, devil's mind. So because happiness is within us, then I express that happiness in thought, speech, and actions. Others are seeking happiness by objects, people, things, accumulation of the wealth. Wealth will be accumulated if I am working hard, based on my karma. There may be a loss, there may be a gain. That is the nature of the world. I am free from that. There is no delusion. And the delusion causes, we already know. Delusion, mithya or false, or wrong perception or wrong notion, all are same thing, or illusion or perversion. See that? I'm so happy you got it. You have to help these principles settle completely in the intellect.
And when we are chanting mantra, Sarvesham Svaster
Bhavatu.
It's about existence, one side of the real self.
One side of the real self.
Sarvesham Shantir
Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Purnam.
It's about self-satisfaction.
Not only self-satisfaction, you help me, my intellect, to bring in another smaller principle. We talked about mithya, we talked about false, we talked about real. So unreal appears to exist, but it does not exist. It will continue to appear to exist. Most important point. You reminded me. That unreal depends on real. If the real is not present, the unreal cannot be perceived. If the sky is not present, how can I see the blueness? If the water is not there, I can't see the wave. If the woman is not there, how can I see the wife? But real self is always independent. Whether the false is there, unreal is there or not. That is what you are talking about. Yes. Thank you. You invited me to have this. So now you see that I am doing a nitya karma. I know 100% action cannot lead me to happiness. It has nothing to, I am self-satisfied inside. What a beautiful way to understanding, see that this is what is the journey of, our life through karma yoga. And when you do the karma yoga in that way, self-satisfaction versus satisfaction from others are 100% clear. So is there any need to be angry and reactive? Because I am not happy with you, that's why I will react. Including honey, daughter, son, employee, friend, stranger. So it is not a suppressing, it is not cultivating, it is not a, you can say, the morality and ethics. We are not talking morality. I see I am self-satisfied, finished. That is why I am walking on the rope. Like a girl. You angry, it's your problem. You react, it's your problem. Whatever you eat, vegetarian or non-vegetarian, it's your problem. You continue to discuss whatever you want to discuss. I am independent of it. Real self is independent of any action, any thought, any speech. But the false is always depending on the real self. Otherwise, the false cannot exist. It becomes the untruth. Do I have a horn on my head? It is untruth. So mithya means, false means it appears true, but it is not. It will continue to appear even after knowing inside me. How can you prove that you and everyone is one real self? I cannot prove in the world. It will remain as it is. That understanding, that clarity is required. So again, I'm stressing again, knowledge means understanding. Understanding means clarity. Clarity means now I have separated false from the real. But it does not mean the false will not remain. In case of a snake and a rope, the snake disappears. I don't see the snake. Second case, in case of a water and even in case of blueness and the blueness of the sky in the sky, the blueness continue to appear.
Yeah.
But the knowledge inside, we will talk later, that knowledge is nothing but consciousness. That knowledge, so our masters made it very simple. Apply your mind, apply your intellect, continue to think. Let the thinking bring the clarity. Clarity, viveka, classifying, separating, shreyas, nitya karma, self-satisfaction, I am there. That is why I pushed you into the